Hi, welcome back to Teen Talks. How is everyone doing?
I'm doing well, just a little busy. I think we all are.
Yeah, how's Daksh?
Enjoying my life currently.
Oh, okay. Not everybody's busy.
Yeah, so today is special because first, everyone congratulates Sanya because she published her first book, which is called as Thoughts from a Sophisticated Girl. Now, I had the privilege of editing the book, so I know how it is and now how I know how amazing it is. But let's start by asking Sanya herself that can you tell us something about the book and how it is?
About the book, well, firstly, I'll tell you guys, go give it a read. It's free on Google Play Books. And if you feel like you want to buy it and not read it for free, you can also buy it on Kindle. Um, Secondly, it's a collection of poetry I've written from when I was 12 years old to pretty much maybe a few weeks before the publishing of the book. And it's got a variety of themes. It's all very teenagery, but at the same time, I feel it's got a few emotions that are very depth, that have a lot of depth to them. Yeah, you guys should definitely read
Yeah,
it.
we'll link it in the description and you guys can read it. And I think most of our audience is teenagers, so they'll relate to it and also
Yeah,
have fun. Mm.
Okay, so did you start writing poems and how did this journey start?
so it's difficult to believe, but the first poem I ever wrote was about a blanket. This happened when I was in grade 2 or 3. We had kind of a donation thing in our school where everybody had to bring a blanket, new or used, and we decided that we'll give our baby blankets away, mine and Swam's. And I was very attached to this blanket for some reason, and I sat singing to it for half an hour. I don't even remember what I was singing, but I distinctly remember holding my blanket, caressing it, and singing to it for half an hour. And I think that's the first time I ever made a poetic expression. Rhyming words and making verses comes very naturally to me, and I find it a very healthy way of letting out emotions when I'm not in the best place.
Yeah.
And I'm creating something beautiful out of it. So it's something I really enjoy.
As a teen poet, do you find it easier to express your thoughts and emotions through poetry than other forms of communication?
Yeah, definitely, especially when there's nobody else around to listen. Maybe, my friends are busy, my family's busy, and I need to get my emotions out. I need to vent. Sometimes maybe I'll write a little diary entry kind of thing because that's something a lot of teenagers do. But a lot of the times I find it easier to express myself using metaphors and um, all of that because not only does it sound and look beautiful, it also gives me some privacy because if somebody reads it, they won't know what I'm talking about unless I tell
Yeah.
them.
So
So,
so I'll give you like a insider. So when I was editing and she asked me to read one of her poems, and then I said, "Bro, this is not happy. This is very depressing." And she said, "But I wrote it when I was very happy." And then I think one of the poems, we said, "Oh, it's so happy. It's all like so colorful and cheery." And I think even your mom agreed that it's very happy. But then you said, "No, I was sad." Like, don't you get it? I'm like, I
it
think,
gives me a very
yeah,
protected feeling that my emotions are out there, but they're not exposed,
yeah,
and it doesn't make me vulnerable. So that is an advantage of writing poems.
okay. So there are a lot of poems in the book. Which one of it is your favorite and why? Or which one do you think is the closest to your heart?
The closest to my heart. Okay, good
Mhm.
question. Um, I don't necessarily have a favorite, considering I was at peak emotions when I wrote all of these poems. And after I calm down, maybe I'll realize, okay, it's stupid, or okay, no, this isn't, what the situation was, and I was in a dramatic mood or something. But I think I do somewhat like, I have a personal preference for Tigress. When you guys read the book, you'll find it somewhere in the middle of the book. And yeah, it's about, I'll give you a little thing about a tiger that's caged and needs to be freed. And okay, I'm not someone that's caged, I need to be freed, but it's just I like animals in general, and I really find a necessity that zoos and cages should stop, or at least if they are there, they shouldn't be treated in a bad way. So that kind of that essence is kind of captured in the poem, and then yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah, even I like that one. Mhm.
Have you read the book, Daksh?
Not yet. I need to.
Very,
I've
very, very
downloaded,
bad.
but no, like
Okay,
I've got it downloaded, but I need to.
it's all right.
Yeah, and guys, it's not a very like a full 200 or 300-page book. It's just 50 pages and it's short reads. It's interesting. You'll relate to it.
I
And
don't know.
there are, so the good thing about it is that I was going to say it in the intro, but I forgot, is that it has parts. So the book starts from your, innocence and then moves to how you face turmoil and the whole essence of what a teenager's life is. And if you are 17 or 18, you will see yourself through all of those. And I think it'll be good to just go back and read those poems and then feel all those emotions again.
Thank you for advertising, Mugda. You're doing a wonderful job.
I know. I can do good talking. Yeah, Daksh, next question.
So what advice would you give to other teenagers? You know, there are a lot of teenagers out there who are interested in exploring poetry, but not only poetry, but there are also other forms, but they are very hesitant to start. So what would you like to advise? Like, what advice would you like to give them?
Well, my first advice would be just start writing and build a collection. You and any poem that you write, even if you think it's small, even if you think it's stupid or it's dumb, just keep a track record of it, because what might not seem like a wonderful piece of art to you, from somebody else's perspective, it's actually a very beautiful poem. So you should definitely write and write your heart away. Don't stop writing. Secondly, if you want a platform to publish on, but you don't have that many book poems to convert it into a book, you always have online platforms like our Teen Talks club member section. So you should definitely check it
Good,
out.
good, good publicity on your part, Sanya.
Yes. So if you have any poetry, you can always publish on there, and we'll make sure it reaches an audience that would enjoy and love reading. And yeah, don't ever be hesitant, because at the end of the day, you're creating something and it has meaning, it has value in your life. And even if it doesn't, it will have meaning and value in somebody else's life. And even though it feels like a small thing, poetry is actually very beautiful, and you should definitely pursue it. And it's very easy, if you want to publish a book, just go get your best friend, be like, would you like to edit it for me? And she should say, yes, I would love to. And you get together, create a book, make it awesome, publish it. Not that really difficult process.
Yeah, I think, and it's also a victory, right? That, okay, you had the work done and then you published it. So it feels good to yourself also, even if like very few people read it. It's just for yourself to come back to.
Exactly. You've left your mark in this world in one way or the other. Now, that book of mine is going to be here in this world even after I'm gone. Like centuries from now, there'll still be a book called Thoughts
Yeah,
from a Sophisticated Girl by Saniya Gadhave.
yeah.
And that feeling in itself is very nice.
So sometimes we all write, right, in our journal entries or something. So writing is good, but when you're writing poems or stories, let's say, we often face this term called a writer's block. So have you ever faced this challenge? And then if yes, how have you tried to overcome it? Or what was your experience with it?
Writer's block is something that happens with everyone, honestly. Like, you can't always be creative, you can't always have your juices flowing. Not when it just comes to writing, when it comes to anything in general. You can't always have full on energy for anything. Um, with me, whenever I found that I had writer's block, I would write down whatever. It doesn't mean wait, yeah, edit. Whenever I had writer's block, I wouldn't necessarily have a target to finish my poem in a set limit, because after all, it's creative work, and creativity doesn't have a time limit on it. So maybe if I thought of one line, like even now, I can tell you, you can message yourself on WhatsApp. I have a poem in process, and it's just 2 or 3 lines or like one verse. And I want to make it bigger, but I don't know how to make it bigger. So I'll wait, and maybe a few days later, another idea will strike me, and then I'll continue writing. So you shouldn't put yourself under pressure that, okay, you have to write now. You should let yourself take time, because even though you feel like you're not thinking about it, your brain is constantly thinking about what to do next and in the background. So yeah, don't force yourself. It should flow out of you, not be forced out of you.
Yeah, I think whoever wants to write something, maybe it's your blog or your book or anything you want to write, you can give yourself time and not be under pressure to like complete it. Unless it's your school essay or something.
Definitely don't. Take your time on that. Make sure you complete it on time. Otherwise, you'll be blaming it on me. No, Sanya said, must take your time.
Okay, wait. You have to edit this part. So Daksha put a question in the chat box. Read that. I think I forgot to put that question.
What do you want your readers and audience to take away from your book?
Sorry, we are so unprepared, but
All right.
couldn't help it. Yeah.
Okay, say it nicely though.
What do you mean, say it nicely?
You read it like you were half asleep.
Yeah. So I read it properly with thora expressions.
What are you doing?
Okay, so after writing 60 poems in the book, like I know you said it's like a 50 pages book, so we're expecting many poems from you. So what do you want your readers to get from the book? Like,
What I want them to take away from my book. Um, that is something I have to think about. It's not really, so my purpose of putting these poems out there wasn't really, like a lot of the times I've observed in English classes that we used to have, whenever we discuss poems, we go so much in depth of their meaning and try to figure out what the poet was thinking, and overanalyze and reanalyze it until we have the perfect meaning of every each and last word. Um, Sometimes they're probably false, because even with me, like Mugda said earlier on, what
Yeah.
I had and what she interpreted was totally different. So I think a good point in this book that you could take away is that teenagehood is messy. It's gonna have your ups and it's gonna have your downs, but it's your story and you get to choose how to interpret it. And when you do, you'll have the best possible outcome, what suits you, what's perfect for you. And yeah, just enjoy reading the poems, and take a like be happy when you read them. You'll enjoy it.
And do you want to continue writing, or what are your future aspirations with respect to writing poems or maybe a story? That'd be fun.
Yeah, so like I said earlier on, I have a work in progress thing going on, but since I've been very busy, I haven't really had much time for poetry. But definitely once all this hectic 12th and JE and all these applications and stuff is over, I'm gonna go more seriously into writing and hopefully publish more books.
Yes. And guys, you should we as I said, we'll be linking it in the description. Go and check the book out, leave your reviews. I know Sanya is up to honest opinions and she wants the authentic review from you all. So, and she would be happy to listen from you guys. So ping her if you find any poem interesting or want her to have an explanation to some of the poems that she's written. And thank you so much for coming. And Tea Talks is very proud of you. And
You.
yes, and
we're definitely interested.
yeah, and it feels good because a team member of ours is writing a poem, a team poet. It's a really proud moment. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
It's like a super cool thing.
And I would like to thank Mukta once for being the most wonderful editor. She definitely
I
put
didn't do anything. I just compiled all of them together. But
uh,
I'll take it. I'll take it in.
yeah, no, she did work hard on it as well. And I really appreciate that from her side.
Okay, cool. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
So this episode was just meant for all teenage poets out there to, maybe this is your sign to start working on your poem or
Yes, this is your sign
publish him,
to
because
publish.
I know like even Sanya was hesitant at first, right? So
Mm.
this is
And
Hmm.
reminder, you can always publish on the Teen Talks forum, the club member section. It's
Yeah.
always open for you guys. Yes, I'm publicizing like crazy, but you can do that.
Right. So this is your sign to just start and not think about what other people are going to say or what even you would think afterward. Just do it and then you'll see. All right. Bye, guys. Hope you
Bye-bye.
had a fun time.
Bye.